Happy health and wellness. This is my health and wellness check-in. Today is Sunday, 21 June 2026. I'm Tanis, she/her of Seattle, and I check in for a week summary of my health and wellness, social, mental, and physical this past week, Monday 15 to Sunday 21 June 2026 AD. It was a week with adjustments to my routine to try and implement behavior changes cognitively and physiologically. As a bonus, it's Father's Day here in the United States of America today, and I decided to treat my phone or devices like my Papa Gillespie was on the other side. And so I said, Happy Father's Day, Papa Gillespie. So if he heard that and received it, then he was the first human to receive a Happy Father's Day from me today. All right. So it's a bonus of sorts. I started that when I was living in Albany, California in the 2010s decade at a consistent level. I decided to try and treat devices like they were actual humans. It was actually a wise decision. And I think it factors into me not hating filming and me not hating YouTube and me not hating my devices. And they kind of have a character of their own. And it breaks it up so I can't, if I'm frustrated, I think about it like an interaction. So nothing gets 100% of the blame. It's a distributed de-escalate and self-de-escalation and self-tempering. All right. Category 1 of 3, social health. I fed the critters. I've done my the peanut shell pickup this Sunday. So I got dinner left. Yeah. And then included neighborhood-friendly faces when out and about, including walk runs. Out and about was well timed and paced. Yes. And I'm getting, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Yes. I did all right this week. Category, and I remembered that I left the house, if none other than to get a couple of cheeses. Okay. And the walk runs. Okay. All right. Category 2. Mental health, 2 of 3, a bit of cognitive and physiological behavior restructuring per teeth, glasses, and self-experimentation stuffs. Yeah, so I got this twisting teeth, and it's been sore, and I've been I can't figure out why it's still sore. I was like, can I get it to stop twisting, essentially? And so I made progress. So the day I put out the twisted tooth video and eyeglasses, it was a breakthrough day for me in terms of my tooth and glasses understanding. And that combined with a very grueling self-experimentation. I have different length scales for my self-experimentation. I'm on day 6 of 7 of a really grueling one, which is part of a bigger grueling one. So there's just been every day, and there's pacing changes and content changes kind of with YouTube, but then this is behavioral, how I treat different components of what I'm wearing, like the glasses, or my body, like my teeth, or how am I resting my legs after a walk run or something like that. Right? So there's a little bit of it's just been a bit of a flood. But the twisted tooth, I implemented a change in terms of contact with my mouth and trying to change the contact and lessen a certain type, and it's no longer sore. And it had been sore for a chunk, and I couldn't figure out why. And so the soreness has dissipated, so lessened in intensity. And it had been this one, and then these kind of flared up. And I've talked previously about trying to walk, not run, with my chewing, and that has improved. There's still tapping, kind of I'm trying to fix this thing that happened with my bite. And I slipped up on that again this week, but yeah, so my brain has been highly engaged in I realized it takes me several days to get my brain fully engaged to each thing. So, and then there was, as part of this house selection, so a part of letting go mentally is being guided by wildlife. The deer literally ran to this house that I brought up. It reminded me of California, and it's a nice house. Some people go, it's a little bit small for how many people you have thinking living there, and I'm yeah, but it'd be cozy, but it kind of fit, and Josh and I both like it. Jacob and I like it, and you guys go, okay. So I ran with 2 deer, and it was the furthest I'd run with deer, and it was a mama deer and a baby deer. And they're like, we want you to live here and coyote proof a space for us and stuff. And so I was like, okay, revisiting it now. So, and there's a video on this channel on that. And I put it in my blood pressure journey playlist because I'm still like, I wonder, there's part of me that wonders if my blood pressure is healthy enough, low end of healthy enough in the nature of it. Like I move a bit like a wild animal, and I'm Euro Native American and they're Native American. So I kind of wonder if there's a little bit of like my heartbeat and their heartbeat and our blood pressures are similar. I've wondered that before, and so we have gotten better at communicating with each other. But they're like, we want you to get this house. So it's in that playlist for that reason. But you guys, can you say who, where, and is there anybody else you can add? And I was like, okay, so there's Josh shares with Craig, and they have bunk beds in a room and a desk for each, and that's my Josh and my Papa Craig Gillespie, my Josh Kerr. And then Kona dogs might sleep in there. And then I live in the living room with my Jacob Elordi. This is like, under some set of conditions this actually happens. And you know, Cobb, the Western gray squirrel, other gray squirrels, you know, sleep on the bed. My Jacob Elordi and I share a bed. And then there's like, you know, vines or something for the critters, the squirrels to be able to climb indoors on like, you know, a chicory and North American red squirrel uses that. And then there's a sofa, and it's not like a really small sofa, like a love seat, but a little bit bigger. A sofa bed where my Elvis Presley sleeps, and because if it's a big enough sofa bed, could fit 2 people. So maybe the last addition there in the house would be my Lewis Hamilton can share the bed with Elvis Presley, my Elvis Presley, and then the barn gets shared between like bunny rabbits and deer, and it's magically coyote proofed along with like the property to the best we can, and maybe you know, can we get the Washington State Fish Department of Fish and Wildlife to help us? I've been thinking. I'm trying to like stuff it full. Do we need to build an underground bunker for like where all of our stuff is? Because there's how many squirrels in the house and stuff, that kind of thing. All right, moving on to category 3 or 3, physical health. PMS water weight retention. I've done all right this time. I'm just gonna leave it at that in terms of like staying on top of it. So leave it at that. Teeth, I slipped up in my bite and I'm still trying to correct for it. I have been holding my jaw differently, and my mouth slash jaw has been getting tired. There has been some improvement. It's not sore. The teeth themselves are better. The jaw I'm still working on. And this morning I woke up and I had a breakthrough. So the past 2 to 3 days have been very fruitful in this category. I didn't sign up for teeth self-experimentation. No, it's the dentist, the hygienist, the doctors are being my guides. I treat it that way anyway. Okay, the coloration of the restorative filling on my front tooth is coming to match my tooth a little bit more, so perhaps the filling is settling in. I keep like looking, and like I can finally like, my eyes have adjusted enough I can see like my tooth, kind of like some of the structuring that I could see before. And so I was like, all right. But then I'm like, my teeth are thin, so I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna break it if I'm tapping like my teeth? And I'm just like, mental health. So been a big mental health week working on that, being like, get that in control, girly, to myself. Glasses. So nose oils and frame. I think there's micro small cracks where the oils are, so that I have not dropped or anything, like little trails of disintegration, as well as pollen and lenses. Lots of cleaning. Yeah, so I think it kind of looks like there's like, it looks like wrinkles like right here, you know, where it touches my nose. And I was wiping the oil like off and it's cleaning them because there's pollen, but there's also my nose oils. And it's like right where exactly where my nose touches the glasses, there's a bunch of like little like micro cracks. And I was like, watch this be like chem lab. So I took chemistry as an undergrad student, and there were like those reactions where we'd add something to a reaction and it would like dissolve something, but then once it reached a point, we'd keep adding the thing that was doing the dissolving, and when it dissolved, the other thing anymore. I was like, why should it be like that? I watched Ray brands have like deliberately designed these glasses for like nose oils and stuff, face oils and stuff, so that it progresses to a certain point, but not beyond that. That is my hope. I do remember with my last pair of Ray-Bans, something similar. They were heavier frames, and like I think the paint came off or something started to come off, and so I was like, it looks like that, it looks like wrinkles, but it's like into the material this time. So I am hopeful. The other option was like, I'll take them off and I'll set them on the desk without folding the flaps. I was like, or it's like stresses from that, but then when I put them on the desk, they sit like right here, which isn't the part where the cracks are. So I'm like, do the cracks go out? I'm gonna go with nose oils, but there was a 2-year warranty on this pair, and I got them in April, earlier this April 2026. So I have hope it's chemistry. I'm getting siphoned into a chem hole instead of a physics hole. I'm racking my brain to remember that those labs. Ooh, it's been a mind trip. The Tanis, the diet adjustments to accommodate cardiology self-experimentation. So there's been multi-day Wolf Perez inspired, and I've been working on, this is my 4th counted year of like, I have 3 thresholds for the Tanis diet now, but I haven't brought them up at like the full fleshed out level because I've been very nervous about getting them right. So I only get 4 days a week for those particular ones. So like it's literally taken years, but I have 2 videos, one for each of those, the easing off the gas pedal and then the Wolf Presence pedal. I have 2 videos in the works for those. Thank you. And then some of my blood pressure stats from what I wrote down from measurements in person and doctor office 2022 to present. My lowest blood pressure has been 58 on 25 March 2025 on the bottom, when I was a pant size 6 to 10 and a shoe size 8. My lowest blood pressure has been 91 on 25 March 2025, which was on the top. So it'd be, putting those together would be 91 over 58. Okay. When my pant size was a size 6 to 10 and a shoe size 8. And I bring that up because some people say it like there's no such thing as a bad thing with low blood pressure. And personally, for my own findings, I have settled at a blood pressure a little higher than that particular reading of 91 over 58. Or above 91 and above 58. I keep it closer to 100 over like 60 or 70, 100 over 70, 100 over 80, 110 over 80. You know, so I guess for my own self, I caution myself on going to though. So there's a reason why I don't keep taking it down and down and down. It's not necessarily a healthy behavior from my own perspective. So there we go. In conclusion, I'll link to some related playlists, and I hope this video is not too long.